Welcome to today's session. We'll start with introduction of Jupyter IDE, look into the numeric data types, string and collection data types, then how to write a loop and define a function. Go to your default working directory, open the command prompt, type in Jupyter Notebook. It will open the Jupyter Notebook in your default web browser. So this is how your console will look in. It will list down all the files within your working directory. So click on New and select the environment to create any new Python notebook. If you click Untitled, you can rename the file and click OK. And to write the code, enter it within the box and use this Run button to execute. So let's open an existing file. So we'll start with the print function. So we'll use the print command and give the phrase within the round braces. It will print the phrase. So Python has 5 standard data types: number, string, list, tuple, and dictionary. So we'll first look into number. You define a variable name and give a int value. It will define an int data type. Let's check. So use this type command to check the data type. Next, if you want to define a float, assign a decimal value. It will assign a float data type. Then all the arithmetic operations supported in other languages is also supported in Python. Like if you want to add, use plus sign. If you want to multiply, use asterisk. For comparison, use double equal to, greater than, 6 greater than 9, not equal to. Let's move on to string data types. So for defining a string, just give a variable name and assign the values within double quotes or single quotes. So here I've given a value good morning. We can also do slicing, that is extracting character at each index. So for that, give within square braces the index at which you want to extract the character. So here I want to index the third one. Remember in Python, the indexing start with 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3. So third index will be D. And I can also extract a series of index, that is 2 to 5. So 0, 1, 2. So it will start from O and end 5. So 3, 4. O and D will be extracted. Next, we'll move on to list data type. List is a collection data type, and we have to use square braces to define variables or values within a list, and it can hold data types of objects of different data types. So if you see here, within square data type, I've added a number, string, boolean, and float. To extract the element, I have to use square, within the square braces, put the index number. Here the index also starts from 0. So square braces of 1 will give the element that's second element, that is A, B, C. And if I want to extract element after the 3 to end, I can give 2 colon and leave it as empty space. That means end, starting from the second index till end. So to add an element, we can use append function. So it will add the element in the end. Yeah. So one important thing we have to note down is lists are mutable. That is, if I define a new variable and assign the my list to it, then any change, if I do it in the list variable, will affect the my list. Let's see. So here the fourth element, I'm changing it to 0. So in list it has changed. The fourth element is made as 0. The same is reflected in my list also. To avoid this, we have to use copy function. So if I use copy, then any change in the new variable will not affect my list. See here. So next we look into tuple. Tuple is similar to list, only difference is it is a read-only list. And for defining a list tuple, we have to use round braces. It also can hold objects of different data types. So next, moving on to Python dictionary. Python dictionary is mainly used where we want to store values as key value pair. So we have to use curly braces to define a dictionary. So sample equal to curly braces will define an empty dictionary, and I can create using the square braces. Within that I can define the key and assign the value, and the key can be numeric as well as string, and I can also create assign values in one shot like this. So dictionary also has function keys, which will print all the keys, and values, which will print all the values. I can also extract the value by giving the key. So with this, we have completed all the basic data types. Let's move on to the if statement. So if and else, the main thing which we have to note down in if else and looping condition is indentation. So in Python, the block is defined by the indentation. There's no concept of braces in Python. So we have to make sure we do proper indentation to demarcate the start and end of a block. So here I've given a name, assigned value John, and I'm checking if name is in John or Sam, then print your name is John or Sam, else print I don't know. So since name is this, if condition satisfies, it prints your name is John or Sam. Next we will look into for loop. So for loop, the syntax is for I in, and this will be the sequence of values or iterator. Then give colon, and within that it will write the block of for loop. So here I'm just printing the value. And next we will look into while loop. While loop, the concept is same as in any other programming language. Just we have to make sure the indentation is proper. So here I'm using two variables, a equal to 2 and b equal to 10, and condition is till a is less than b, execute this block, increment a by 1 and print the values. So it prints from 3 to 10 and ends. So we have seen the basic looping structure also. So let's move on to the how to define a function in Python. So for defining any function, we have to use this def keyword, give the function name and the input parameters, colon. After colon, the block of function starts, and here I'm using a want to write a square function. So v equal to n cross n and return b. So for in Python, you have to define your function first and before the usage. So square num 10 will give 100.